with Google My Business SEO. I'd posted inside the group earlier today regarding some questions. So, what's stopping you from making or selling GMB services? We're going to be talking about making money with selling Google My Business services because today is Monday. We're going to be discussing selling or making money with Google My Business services. Going to wait for a few of you to get in, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. These classes are free. They could last anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes or so. This all honestly depends on the interaction and how much people we get in here. So I'm going to sit here and wait a little bit. Feel free to chat. Feel free to message me. Say something and make sure you support the channel. Tomorrow, you go to our events. You want to keep track of our events. You go up to our group, hit events, and you're going to subscribe to the event. Today is Make Money with Google My Business SEO. Tomorrow is GMB Audit Tuesdays, and then Prospecting Wednesdays is on Wednesday, and then Thursday we have hacks, Google My Business hacks and tips, and then on Fridays we're going to be going over CTR manipulation. So I hope you enjoy this, and we're definitely going to be going over everything, answering as many questions as possible when it comes to making money with Google My Business SEO. One of the things you're going to need to get, we're going to go ahead and start off, is if you don't have it already, it is unlimited business leads, and I have a link for this. If you don't have it, we'll get that to you. So we'll put it in the description after the channel's done, and we'll also put it in the back end of the group. We're still running a special in regards to that. But essentially, there's a couple of things I want to show you. How to prospect and how to find clients that I want to offer services to. Okay, just a couple of places. So right here, if I type in roofer Miami, I just picked up the, if you will, the niche. If any of y'all have another niche you want me to look at, just make sure to comment, and I will definitely take a look at it, and we can go from there. Hey Alfredo, good morning sir to you. Great, you just got a client to optimize your GMB. Outstanding. I love seeing when students are actually putting things that we're teaching in action. Joseph McLaughlin says, good evening. These classes are great, as is your GMB Reloaded class. I'm a little behind him, but you're catching up. Well, this past week should have enabled a lot of people to get caught up, because this last week we've been going through a typhoon here. So it's, I think, Typhoon Fabian. So I do live in the Philippines. So if you can't get a hold of me, it's usually because something of that nature is hit. So first place we're going to go, let's go to Roofer Miami. I just chose this niche. Not all niches are going to have Google My Business Guaranteed, but in this case it has Google My Business Guaranteed. So if I go to Google My Business Guaranteed and I hit, for example, more roofers in Miami, it's going to bring this up. Or you can save this, this local search right here, okay? And we can look for services in this specific area. I can select a service. I could choose, let's say, gutter repair, Miami. And then I got all these people that are offering gutter repair in Miami. Some of which, like this one, has no ratings, i.e. has no reviews. No reviews, no reviews, no reviews, sorry reviews, no review, no review, no review, no review. So we could call these people. One of the things I love about Google Guaranteed and ads is it tells me that these people are spending money. Anytime I look at this and I go, well, they're spending money, I know they have money to spend. Okay, and number two, I know they're aware of their problem. And number three, if I come to them and say, hey, I can get you on page 1 or the top 3 of Google My Business, and you're not going to have to pay for ads anymore, most of these people will definitely want my services, because of sheer fact, now I know I can save the money off of Google pay-per-click. Okay, that's step one. Now the tool we're going to use here, once again, that is a tool, it's a Chrome extension that I have. It's put out by Tier 5. Me and Kevin, you've been seeing him in the Google My Business Reloaded classes. And basically this tool that you can purchase from us, what it does, essentially, I'll show you a quick thing. We'll go here, we do a search, and then we go down here where it says View All. When I click View All, it's going to say, get your leads now. And many of you probably, well, Phantom Buster does that. Yeah, Phantom Buster does some of this, but it doesn't do it the way it does with this. Okay, so now if I want to start scraping my leads here, I just hit, I can add the API, I can get Tumba, I even have training videos in here that I can get set up with, okay? So I have all of that. And I hit go to home. I want to download it into a CSV. I can even put it into a webhook, but let's do it into the CSV. And it literally just starts going through the entire listings in Miami for roofers. So I could literally use this if I wanted to find leads for the roofing niche, plumbing niche, whatever niche I want to look at. And it's going to put all of this in a CSV for me. Now, the next step I'm going to show you once we get all these leads done. But the beautiful thing about this is it's going to put everything in a spreadsheet for me. So I can then keep track of everything, and I can see what they do and do not have, and we're going to go from there. Some of these places will have a website, some of them don't have websites. So there's multiple things we can actually sell them besides just Google My Business services. We could sell them websites. We could sell Google My Business reviews, if you will, reputation management. So it's just going to literally go through every listing that has to do with roofer or roofer Miami, right? And as you can see, it's already got 31 leads. I had one student, he literally did this for 6 months. He had been spinning his wheels because of COVID, started a digital agency, had not had any success. He came into my agency masterclass. I taught him this one trick, or one hack, if you will. He did a ringless voicemail, which we'll be discussing. And after doing one ringless voicemail to a list that he got just like this, okay, he sold over $1,500 in day one. Now, I don't know what that means to y'all, but I know what it meant to him. It gave him a boost in confidence to know that, A, he's not just sitting here spinning his wheels, not getting anywhere, but now he knows what to do and how to do it and how to drum up business. So far I've gotten 54 leads, and it took me 1 minute, push a button, So we'll let it keep going through all of this, and I'll show you a couple of more things after we're done with this on how to make money with Google My Business. There's many, many different tricks, if you will, to finding clients. Now, one of which is going to be what's your offer. What are you going to offer these people? Are you going to offer them a free website audit? Are you going to offer them a GMB audit? Or are you going to give them a value and send them a free ebook in regards to why Google My Business listing is important? Are you going to send them an ebook or a PDF report on how to generate more leads from your Google My Business listing? All of these things would be great ideas to help drum up more businesses for the niche. Specifically, depending on what niche you're going to go after, you may want to brand your tripwire, or if you will, your offer towards that specific niche, whether that be a locksmith, a plumber, a doctor, a dentist, real estate agent, whatever it may be. You want to brand it towards that specific client, because you don't want to have, if you will, a plumbing brand or plumbing branding and going after, a real estate agent. Just my take on it. For example, give you a prime example of this. If you owned a dog and I send you a postcard in the mail and it has a cat on it and talks about get all your pet food here and it has a cat on it, psychologically you're probably going to throw it away, mainly because of the fact it has a cat on it and I'm a dog lover. Okay? Even though they have other types of pet food there, you're not going to give a crap because you own a dog and they sent one with a cat. So we want to make sure our advertising speaks our message that we're sending out. Okay, when we're doing these call drops and when we're doing ringless voicemails, etc. Okay, so let's go ahead and hit stop. It's already got 106 going on up, 108, 109, if you will, leads. It's going through every one of these. And the beautiful thing about a lot of these people is they all need your services. So once it's done, you could literally come into Miami and do this. Just drop a bunch. You drop 10 of them, call drops. 30 minutes later, another 10. 30 minutes later, another 10. 30 minutes, another 10. And so on and so forth throughout the day until you get a response. So we got 122. We're going to get it stop scraping. It saves to the desktop. We'll show you what this looks like. So when we come here, this is what it looks like. It's literally okay. You know, do they have any ads? Yes or no? You know, do they have ads? What's their search position? Obviously, I'm not probably going to stick with anybody. I don't really mess with anybody that's on 10 or up. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But then you got your street address, you got the city, you got the zip. More importantly, you got their website. Okay. Then we have their phone numbers over here. We got their total review counts. We got their review ratings. So I could literally take this and organize it, if you will. Let's just go through some of this. So let's say I want to pitch website design, right? And so I segment this list up into several people. I could segment it up into, you notice right here, if you will, that this person has a Google business site. This is not even a legitimate site. This is a Google business site. And I could literally send this over to my VA and have them go through this and go, okay, anyone with a Google business site or non-applicable means they don't have a website. I want to highlight these, right? And then I'm going to segment these phone numbers or this list of mine that I got off of Google My Business. And I'm now going to take this and segment it up before I even do my call drops. Or if I wanted to do some research and I wanted to find out their email address, I would do that. And then I can drop them some emails. We can use our system that we have to actually do all of that, right? There's a much faster way of doing this, I know, but for in all intents and purposes, I just want to kind of show you the general gist of what we're going after. We're going after, specifically in this one, I'm looking for websites. And you notice out of this 100 and something people, how many of these people don't even have websites, man? All right, and I'm going to show you a couple more things. You'll see a lot of times people in here where they have UTM. That's a way in which they can track if the search or if the referral came from GNB or not. And it's a really good way of doing so. So we're almost done with this part right here. Let's go through here. Okay, all good. So now I got them. Right, I can go through and let's see if we got any more business sites. I'm just doing it rough and quick. Okay. So we see all these people don't have websites. So I could literally now do a call drop to every one of these, and now I can actually pitch them for free, right? Chris Goldsmith says Unlimited Leads is on fire and he uses it. Hey Chris, how you doing, buddy? So basically, this gives me Unlimited Leads. I mean, I can do cold calling manually, but the way in which we're going to do it, we're going to use Chirpley. Chirpley is another tool that I partnered up with Kevin, and we do sell. Chirpley, this is a demo, so I just wanted to show you a blank one, but this is a demo. I can then take all of these leads that we got from free from Google My Business and drop all these in. We can segment these into different lists. For example, I want to do SEO on the ones that got websites, or I want to do websites for the ones that don't have websites, and or I can even now take all of these websites and I can audit them. And we're going to do an audit before we leave, but I just want to show you. So just in this list alone, we're going to audit these that have websites, right? Then we're going to contact the ones that have Google business sites. And we're going to also contact the ones that don't have any sites whatsoever. I'm going to tell them why they need a website, why they're leaving money on the table. And then I'm also going to contact the ones that do have websites, but I'm going to give them a free audit. And I can do this multiple ways. I can do ringless voicemails. And then I can also, besides that, do a little research and dig in, especially if I got a virtual assistant. And I can now take this list, if you will, segment it up, right, and go, hey, I want you to fill this out. And I want you to create some stuff for me. So I'm going to show you what we're going to do here. So for example, we take these in and we go over to ringless voicemail into our Chirpley. And I can upload my contacts in here, right? And I can create campaigns. I can do all sorts of things. I just want to show you a couple of things. So for example, I upload my shtick roofing in here, and I upload all these other ones, and I can add them in, and I can add new contacts, etc. And inside of here, we're going to also configure, you have to do all this prior to, but you configure your phone number, everything, right? You can add a separate list. Let's say this was a list, we're going to call it Miami. We call this one Miami list or whatever, and then you create your list. Just show you real quick. We create our list. There's a directory. So whenever I add in my contacts, okay, I'm going to put them in here, right? And therefore, whenever I add my contacts, I can enter in my configuration. I have templates. I have IVRs. I have my user management. I got widgets. I got autoresponders. I got campaigns, etc. But essentially what I want to do is I want to create lists. I want to add in my contacts, and I want to create the contacts. And once I create the contacts and I've uploaded them inside of here, if I wanted to run a campaign, depending on what type of campaign, do I want to drop a ringless voicemail? Do I want to do an SMS? Do I want to do an email? And I can essentially set up various campaigns or IVRs. An IVR, what's the difference between a ringless voicemail and an IVR? Is an IVR calls them up and waits for them to pick up. If they don't pick up, obviously I'll hang up. You do this 2-3 times over a set amount of time, and eventually they're going to pick up, and you create an IVR. With the IVR, you can literally inside of Chirpley, I can take this inside of Chirpley and I can create an IVR and initiate the first step. What do I want to call it? Do I want to record an audio here? I can record an audio straight here on my dashboard and create this IVR, and I would name it, let's say if I'm going after this niche in Miami, Roofers Miami, no website. Therefore, I can determine that this is going to be my IVR for people with no website that are roofers in Miami. And I would do the same thing for those that maybe they have a website but it's not ranking. But the whole point of this, excuse me, is I can create call drops, and then also I have my voicemails in here. I got my messages in here. I have everything in here, and I could do it all with a click of a button. That's what's the most important thing that we have here. We have a system in which I go to Google. I drum up all these leads, no matter the niche. Then I export them, and then I import them into Chirpley, and I create campaigns. And then I can have, instead of me trying to call and hammer and get people to call, and I'm trying to get them to get in business with me, instead of that, I'm dropping ringless voicemails, and I'm dropping IVRs on a daily basis, and I'm picking up clients left and right, and I don't have to worry about where my money's coming from. Now, let's say, for example, we had, just give you an example, we have this guy right here. Let's go to, I bet it's eating him up, Canopy Roofing. He's not number 5, right? I mean, he's number 5. He's not in the top 3. And it's probably really eating him alive, going, oh my God, why am I not in the top 3? So what are we going to do? We're going to sit here and pitch them that we can get them to the top 3. Karen's asking me, hey, William, for emails, what were some of the other softwares we can connect to Chirpley for this? Tumba is one of them, but there's quite a few. If you'd like me to go over Tumba and some other ones, just let us know. I'll have Kevin on later as well, and we'll be talking more about making money with Google My Business in my agency masterclass, as well as the GMB Google My Business Reloaded class. So this is this website. If I was going to audit it, and this be another service I can make money off of, is just audits. You know, what is an audit? Okay, when I look at an audit, I don't do it the way most people do. But let's just do a general website audit, okay? After doing this for 20 years, you kind of get to know certain things. Like, you have to honestly, when you go to a site, you need to treat people like they're idiots, okay? When I come to this site as a person, I see schedule an appointment up here with a phone number, and it's click to call. I see licensed and insured. He probably maybe not even know it, but as a roofer, he does have it here, so he does know it. You have to have your license information on here, so he does have that, which is great. What he doesn't have, and you'll notice, you look at all his links up here, social media, so he's got all that kicking, so he's got that. But he doesn't have this as a sticky header or sticky menu. So when I scroll, it doesn't follow me. Why I say you got to treat people like they're idiots, it's like, okay, if I scroll here and I don't see a phone number, I'm probably not going to call them. All right. I see this button over here, WhatsApp chat, but most people are not going to hit any of that. All right. But so we got the sticky menu. That's problem number 1. Now let's take this, and we're going to do a Lighthouse on this thing and see if he passes the Lighthouse. So we're going to run this. I appreciate that. Digital Factor says, hey, Will, looking good. This guy's the best in the business. Listen to every word. I don't know if I'm the best in the business. I just try to help business owners, because I view myself as a business owner more than an SEO. That's what I started as. That's what I'll always remain. So as we can tell right off the bat, he's not passing his, none of his scores. He's not passing his performance. He's not passing his mobility. He's not passing accessibility, best practices, or SEO. So we could pitch him speed optimization. Speed optimization alone, I'll sell for like $300. I've seen guys sell it for $500, okay? This right here, so he doesn't have an H1 header, and I'll show you this little plug-in that y'all guys will like as well. It's called SEO Meta One Click, right? It's an amazing tool. I really like it. You click on it, and it's going to show you all the headers, right? So, Canopy Roofing Principles. This right here, none of this is even optimized correctly. He has no H1 header right here, right? None of this is an H1 header. One of South Florida's. What the hell, man? This isn't even this is just straight up an image. So none of this has headers, right? None of it's got H1s. His H1 is view our services. It's ridiculous. So I would do a Loom audit showing him all this stuff. And he's got multiple headers on here, multiple issues going on. He's got H1s, H2s all over the place. H1 is a footer menu, all this craziness. So I would do a complete audit of this, do a complete content audit and say, okay, do you have enough content on the site? Got 651 words, so no. And literally do a complete audit showing him all the little errors he has to literally go, well, here's all the things, sir, you need to fix, and we could get you in the top 3. You're sitting at number 5, and I can guarantee you if we get these things fixed, you'll be in the top 3 positions. You'll be either 1, 2, or 3, but you're going to be up in that bitch, okay? But if we continue doing what he has right now, he's not going to. His ad doesn't have enough content on his homepage. His website's not secure, right? No SSL up here. He doesn't have what area or location he serves, even though he's in Miami. There's not one reference to it. All right, view our services. Why not put view our Miami roofing services? Miami re-roofing, Miami roof repairs, Miami waterproofing, Miami roof inspections, that sort of thing. And go through, and then all these images should have their latitude and longitude embedded. Do you have your alt tag images? I mean, all this. This is good. This embed here is good. I don't know why he doesn't have the map here. Let's look and see if this is even connected to it. It is, but or actually is not. It's not even connected to it that I even see. So it's not even connected to the GMB. If you click on this right here, somebody needs to go give this guy a call, but it's not connected to a GMB. It's going into the ocean. Has his phone number. It's click to call. He has his email. That's click to email. He has his directions, so that's pretty cool. But he doesn't have a map embed. He has all of his Twitter stuff. He has a lot of really good things going for him, but he needs to tighten it up. None of this is hyperlinked to anything, right? He has a newsletter. He just needs to tighten it up. And basically, I would do a Loom, show him all these things, send him the content report, send him this report, the complete audit, and then last but not least, I would do a geo grid showing him, hey dude, your number 1 competition, is outranking you, and that's Big G Roofing and More, right? And they're outranking you by like 4. What if we fix these couple of things for you, get you in the top 1 to 3, and you're really feeling spunky, you tell the guy, you don't even have to pay me until after I get you there. Or you guarantee him balls to the wall, hey, I'll get you in the top 3, which is what I do, or a money back guarantee. Nobody, not a whole lot of people do that shit, but very few of us will do it. And we go, come in, I'll get you ranked top 3. If I don't, money back guarantee. And that's a way to surefire eliminate any obstacles that they may have to giving you their business. Now, the ones that don't have websites, that's a completely different beast in itself. Now, let's go to part 2 of today's little shindig here. The next one that you can do is you need to go and you're going to go to domain name leads. And this is another tool that we sell here, just FYI, called domainleads.io. Now, let's say I wanted to, let me close out all this because it's still pulling up in the, as if it was doing the search, but I log in, and all of these people are going to be people that just bought a website, right? So if I just bought a website, there's going to be a couple of things I need. One of which is going to be a what? It's going to be SEO. It could be social media marketing. It could be, any number of things. Let's just pull 2 weeks worth. I wanted to say, let's say, I don't know, let's go for towing. Right? What state do you want it in? Let's say Florida. I mean, you can actually pick quite a bit of these. Let's just pick a whole month. You can put in the state. You can put United States, what country, what state, you know, all this stuff, right? Even what zip code. And search for the domain names. You can look specifically, even we can get here and we could hijack a domain name and go in here and let's look for ones that are about to be expired, and we literally put them on a watch list, so when they go to get expired, if maybe we're looking for that specific domain name, if the person doesn't renew it, we snatch it up and we take it. Then at that point you can do one or two things. You want to get black hat about it, you can go, you know, and hold it hostage. You bought it, hold it hostage, and then of course offer it to them at a price, or you can then turn around and take it and create a website with it. But let's just say newly registered domain names. We're going to search for domain names, and it's going to go through here, and then it's going to pick out a bunch of domains that are in that specific state. In this specific state I'm looking for is Florida, okay? Yep, expired domain names are very powerful, especially if you can snatch them up like that. Thank you, Jason. But I'll go through and I'll choose them and choose them and choose them, and it's looking for them. Imagine it's searching a database. It's pretty big. It's not going to be small, but once it's done, it's going to come back and it's going to look a little bit like this. And it's going to give me their email. It's going to give me their phone number. It's going to give me the website. It's going to give me their name. So now I have all these leads. I can now turn around and drop services over to an offer. I can do it with a ringless voicemail inside Chirpley once again. I could do it with an email. I can do it with a voice call that is not ringless voicemail, but it's actually a voice call, and offer them your services. Website. Hey, you just registered a new domain name. Gladly love to help you out with a brand new ranking website. Get you in the top 3 of Google My Business and get those roofing leads coming in. And literally just drum up business, man. And what the number one problem with most agencies and most businesses in general is going to be leads. And with Chirpley and domain leads and unlimited business leads, that just eliminates it. And we're not even talking about getting into cold calling or anything like that right now. We're just talking about using domain leads and using Chirpley, okay? And I'm going to drop the link into the back end of the group as well as the description of this video when we're done. If you have any other questions, make sure as well, if you can, go to our group. And what you're going to do, you're going to go to the events. And once you're at the events, one really cool thing you can do, especially if you want answers to questions, etc., is you're going to go into this specific event, or maybe it's tomorrow's event. Each one of them you'll see in the description. I have a Google form. If you click on this form, you can actually fill out your questions and go, for example, I want an audit with William. Here's my website link. And I promise you, I will get to those audits and get them done for you and send them over to you free of charge, because we do those and use them for content for our YouTube channel and post that out there to help other people so they can start making money with Google My Business. But that's just, some of our classes. Always make sure to register for them, invite other people to them so they can learn as well. And as always, if you have any questions, let me know, and I would gladly help you. Let's go through a couple of more questions in the group. I could stay here all day. For example, I want y'all guys to go in here and fill this one out. What is stopping you? Because I want to cover this. I want to really dive in and cover this, right? What is stopping you from selling Google My Business services? Whether that be lead generation, whether that be selling leads. You can create Google My Business listings, get leads coming in, and sell those leads off to other people or other business owners that need those leads. Sometimes anywhere from, let's say, $10, $20 a lead to thousands, okay, per lead. I have one specific niche that's 1,000 plus for one lead, okay? Then you can get into review management, reputation management. We can get into Google business postings, Google My Business management, especially now that Local Viking is down the toilet, it seems, and some of these other places. There's only a couple. I'm literally doing all of my Google My Business management with VAs like we've always done. But what is stopping y'all from selling services? When you come to Google My Business and we're looking and we pull out all these leads and none of them have websites, right? And I'm looking at this, I can show you. For example, once again, let's go over here. And we go over here and we go, all these people that we found that don't have websites, what's stopping y'all? I mean, what is it that's keeping you from making money off of Google My Business when you find all of these people that don't have websites, or maybe they have a website and it's not ranking? I mean, if we really wanted to boil down to it, we got 122 businesses here. And out of 122, 119 are not in the top 3, right? All these people want to be in the top 3. All of them. And all of them need leads. So what I would tell you to do, and I'm going to give you another little tip. So you're like, how in the fuck do I develop, and we're going to be going over this as more in the agency course, but how do I develop something to give to roofers, right? We're going to discuss that in the class tonight. If you're not in if you're not in my agency masterclass, you want to be in it. But we're going to talk about how to develop, if you will, tripwire, lead magnets, stuff like that to give out to different niches, whether it be a plumber, whether it be a doctor, lawyer, etc. I'm going to show you guys how to do research to develop those magnets, okay? I'll give you a hint. It starts with a Google form, and you go into certain groups. If you want to know more, come to the Google My Business, if you will, agency masterclass, and we discuss that. It's been great, guys, as always. If you have any questions or want any information, let me know. Email me, post the chat, post in the group, post questions in the group. I love to help you guys. And as always, be blessed and you have a great week. Today's y'all's Monday. Today's my Monday night. And